Alright, so we got all our pieces cut. We've got all of the half flaps completed. So now we need to glue it and we need to get it put together. And I want to walk you through that because what I've done is I'm building a total of 2 chicken tractors to start this whole thing off. And I'm following the directions to the T here. But what I found is some things that when you actually get it put together, there are things that I'd like just to walk you through as I've done it. I think that would make things a little bit easier. So I'm going to show the piece that I've put together, glued together, and screwed, and then we'll look at each piece as we do it separately. All right, so there's essentially 4 pieces to this chicken tractor. There's going to be there's a side rail, there's 2 side rails, and then there's the back and the front. So the part that we're going to be putting together right now is the side rail. There's 2 pieces that go vertically, and there's 2 longer pieces that go horizontally, and those are the half flat pieces. So let's take a look at that. I'm going to show you what it looks like finished, and then I'm going to walk you through as we do each side piece by piece. Okay, here's essentially that side rail that I'm talking about, and you can see how we're just doing this top rung here, the bottom rung here, and then there's 2 vertical pieces here and here. That's all we're gonna glue and get together right now, and then the other 2 2x4s in the back and in the front here are part of the back and part of the front pieces here. So all we want to do to get these side rails ready to put together is just those 4 pieces of wood right here. Okay, so we've got our 2 rails here. This is the top, the bottom one's the longer one, and they're both cut half lap here. So when we put these pieces in here, they're going to line up and be a half lap, and then there will be they will just equal out to be that 2x4. They look really, really nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to put glue here on the top here, and then we're also going to put glue in these rails here, and then we're going to fit them in there, and then we'll screw it. We're going to get just some glue on there. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but the glue is definitely some added support there. One thing that I did find that helped a lot on the first one is make sure to cut these half flaps so that you don't just measure. I wouldn't just measure out that 3.5 inches. I would put your block on there. Otherwise, it fits so tight with that 3.5. It just makes it more tough, and it's probably fine to be nice and tight and whatever, but I don't think it's needed in this case to be perfectly tight and everything like that. So just get it in there, kind of get it started. Then we go to the next one here. Let's see, that's going to be just as tight. So you're gonna want that flush. It should really be flush on the top and on the bottom as well. And we've got it. Yeah, we've got it glued. Now we're gonna run some screws in there. We're using on this part, we're using 1.25 screws here. They're deck screws. They're double coated screws, and they're gonna be made for the outdoors. So what I've been doing is I'm running 3 screws in each top and bottom, just to make sure that it's gonna be nice and tight. So as you're doing this, make sure you're flush here. Make sure that this center 2x4 is pushed all the way down as tight as you can get it here, and that'll just make sure that you have a really good surface to surface connection here where your glue is, because that's what's going to make it so durable, and the strength is going to be there with that half lap. So that's what we're going to go through now, is go ahead and screw this up, and then hopefully we don't screw up the whole project. We pretty much have this one rail completely done. This is one side. So now we got another side. We're going to make it exactly like this one. So this is what it's going to look like. Actually, long end down. So it's going to look like this. And with that half lap, man, it's going to look really, really nice. And it's just coming together well. So we'll build that other side now. Here, and the nice thing is we know that the shop floor is relatively level. We can do everything right on the floor here, and we'll get a really level, nice, straight project out of it. So I do like working on the floor when it's something this large. Okay, so there you have another rail done. So we've got both sides are done. Now we can move on and we'll do the back, and then we'll do the front. The front's a little bit harder. It's got the door frame and everything in it. So that's that. Next we have our 4 boards here to make the back frame of the back of the chicken tractor. So all we're going to do is these need to go on top. Like this. There's no half lap here, and the reason being is that when you butt up your sides to this, it's going to give you that much more of an area to screw into, to glue into, and give it more structure there. So there's no need for the half lap on the 4 corners of your chicken tractor. Okay, so we are going to put a little bit of glue on here and here. Nothing too crazy there. And just line these up. Get that as good as we can. Great. Got them lined up there. And then all I'm going to do, if I think it's good, put a little bit of weight on it by kneeling on it, and then just screw into it here. If you think it's going to split on you, which it definitely possibly could, you might want to be drilling a hole first. Want these guys to last a long time and a lot of pastured poultry, so do our best to do it as good as we can the first time. Make sure this bottom is still lined up. Seems to be good. I'm using Torx screws here, and I'm using longer ones on these. These are going to be, 2.5 inch Torx screws. One thing to note on these, especially it seems like with this treated wood, you can get them in there way too far. So do be kind of careful as you put this thing together. You don't need to go halfway through the next board just to get her locked in there. Good and tight. Looks really good across the top there because we're still level, or at least flush. I guess I don't technically know that it's level, but I know that we're flush all the way across. And it does stand up on its own, so we got to be pretty good on the bottom too.